Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to another video review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the second of, three Halloween specials, and that is, we're going to be taking a look at Thomas1Edward2Henry3's special, which is Godred the Number 1. What can I say? It's a pretty good film. It's a pretty good episode. I think this was a very classic Halloween episode. And it almost had that season 5, season 6 of Thomas vibe to it. So, what is this episode? Well, basically what it is, it's essentially from the previous episode in Thomas1Edward2Henry3 series. Essentially the workmen collect the remains of some trucks that were in a previous accident, and then they find a rusty piece, turns out to be one of Godred's remains from his crash years ago. And of course this was in the Railway series, so of course this was Railway series inspired, which I really liked the content. I really like Thomas1Edward2Henry3's content. It's so original and inspiring. It's really amazing. Anyways, so basically what happened to Godred? Well, for those of you who don't know what happened in the Railway series, essentially Godred, he was the number 1 engine. He was the cocky, arrogant personality type engine. He was named after a king, and it was a little reckless coming down the mountain. Because of course, if you remember my Coldy review, which I got the limited edition Winter Railway version, he's a mountain engine. And of course, those are the engines, they go up an incline, whatever. But basically Godred was being a bit of an idiot, and it pretty much costed his life when he went down the hill very too fast one day, and he pretty much tumbled down the side of the mountain. And the coach miraculously survived, but Godred unfortunately did not fare as much, as he was left at the back of the shed. He was beyond repair, and it was subsequently scrapped. Apparently. But the books don't confirm that, but it does confirm that his remains were used to fix the other engines. Just a little side story in Godred. Anyways, so back to the story. So basically what happens is, after they discover the piece, they honor Godred, and photographers come along, and then one of the photographers hits the shock of his life when he notices a ghostly figure right next to one of the engines. It wasn't Coldy, I think it was someone else. I can't remember the name. But basically, the photo was on the front of the newspaper. It was on the front of the newspaper, and it just made headlines and whatever. But then one night, the engines are just... actually, no, I'm going all over the place. But basically, another one of the engines discovers some smoke puffing along, and then disappears, and then the controller actually has an encounter with him, which is crazy. But then that very night, they hear some puffing noises and some chugging noises. It turns out to be Godred's ghost, which is pretty crazy. To be honest, I really like Godred's demon face. It was pretty crazy. Yes, it was the O face from Thomas, photoshopped, or not photoshopped, but just remade to look very demon-like. I don't mind, it wasn't too bad, but anyhow. So basically Godred is just spooking the crap out of the engines, and they don't really actually have a confrontation with Godred, which, okay, some people are saying, oh, that's my only negative, but to be honest, I think it served its purpose. I don't think really the engines, it wouldn't be, I didn't think it would be necessary to have Godred encounter the other engines, which would be kind of crazy. Because then it would be kind of similar to Timothy, the Ghost Trade, because, of course, Timothy is different than Godred, but I'll get to that in the Untold Story of Timothy review. Okay, so anyways, so basically the controller goes aboard one of his engines. I think it was Wilfred. So they chase after Godred. No luck. So what they do is they return that piece of Godred and just return to where it was. The controller just tosses it down the mountainside. And then I think Wilfred, apologizes and says sorry to disturbing Godred and whatever. And pretty much when he says that, Godred just goes from his demon face to his regular face, which looks a lot like, I think it was one of Thomas's CGI faces. I could be wrong. But yeah, Godred was pretty much left in peace after that. So yeah, that's really the episode. To be honest, I think it was pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff a lot of missing plot holes and little opportunities the show has kind of missed that what we've taken the opportunity, us Thomas fans, to do. I think this is one of them that should have been revisited in the Railway series books, or heck, even the TV series, because, I mean, yes, Caldy's a popular character, but I mean, we can't forget about Godred, who was the number one, and although he did die in the books, anyhow. But to be honest, Thomas1Edward2Henry3, your content is amazing. Your special on Godred it was just amazing. It was a nice take on the Caldy railway engines. It was a nice take to just revisit Godred and whatever. And all in all, it was pretty cool. I mean, I was pretty fascinated to see Godred's ghost. Although, I think how many ghosts has Sodar witnessed, TV series and Railway series combined? I mean, my guess is 20, but I could be more or less. But all in all, this special was pretty amazing. I mean, yes, I mean, Godred's no Timothy, but Timothy's no Godred, if you know what I'm saying. But all in all, but what I mean by that is I'll compare it in the next video. But all in all, I think this is a great special. I think you won't be disappointed by it. And I mean, like I said, Thomas1Edward2Henry3's content is just so unique and incredible that you won't be disappointed by him. The link is in the description below, by the way, for Thomas1Edward2Henry3's channel if you want to check it out. So yeah, that's my video review of Thomas1Edward2Henry3's special, Godred the Number 1. I'll see you all very soon. I'll be back as soon as possible with my next video, and yeah, so take care, see you soon, have a good day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.